Man like Robbie, welcome along to MLR Daily. Sad news to begin today about Seamus Coleman, and bad news as well if you're an Everton fan and if you're a Republic of Ireland fan. Seamus Coleman last night broke his leg under a horror tackle by Neil Taylor from Wales. Taylor was sent off for the tackle, but Seamus Coleman confirmed that he's broken his leg, and it's a bad break as well, really, really nasty one. And it's really, really sad news. And remember, he's the captain of Republic of Ireland. He's been having a great season for Everton, and just really, really sad. Anytime you see a footballer, which basically, remember, their legs are, the most important component of their body, and to break that is really horrible. He's going to be out for a very, very long time. And of course, you never know with these sort of breaks how they'll recover. You got a player on the pitch here yesterday, in Aaron Ramsey, who's gone through exactly the same thing at Arsenal, and has never quite come back the same since breaking his leg. So you never know how a player is really going to come back after a bad break. And it was really a spiky game yesterday, Wales versus Northern Ireland. There was a lot of bad tackles in the game. Gareth Bale, very lucky to survive not getting sent off just before the Neil Taylor tackle, which broke Coleman's leg. And also in the first half, Glenn Whelan going in with his elbows again. Another guy in the game who I felt should really have been sent off, should really have got a red card in the game. And it was really, not a great game to watch. And the tackles were flying in. And, the game ended up 0-0 in the end. Not a good result for Wales. Better for Republic of Ireland, of course, because it now means that Republic of Ireland are up to second in the group. Wales and Austria on joint third. But it's just a bad, bad night if you're Seamus Coleman, and a bad, bad night if you are an Everton fan. And, I understand that Neil Taylor tried to go into the changing rooms afterwards to, talk to Seamus Coleman. Coleman, of course, had gone to hospital, and we really, really hope that he gets well soon, because he's a top player. And when we say get well soon, not just get well soon, but comes back the same sort of player as what he's been so far this season, which has been excellent. In one of the other qualifiers yesterday, Spain demolishing Israel by 4-1. Couple of Premier League players on the score sheet there yesterday, David Silva and Diego Costa, both with goals in that game. There was also another game, and I spoke about this the other day. I said that this is going to be a real spiky game between Italy and Albania, two countries very close to each other, and it was a very spiky game. Italy winning in the end by 2-0, but a lot of incidents in the game involving flares being thrown onto the pitch and fireworks. At one stage, the Albanian captain had to go over and plead with the Albanian fans to stop it. The game was suspended at one time. The players were taken off the pitch. It was really, really bad on the Albanian fans. And yet again, we're talking about crowd issues when it comes to international football. And this is something that, they really have to get right. We had the England fans the other night being criticised for some of the songs that they were singing during the German game. We've had this last night. We already know about the problems that exist in Russia with racism and with hooliganism. And that's where the World Cup is going to be played next year. And I think there's a lot of issues to be sorted out before we get to those World Cup finals, because, we want a peaceful finals. It was in Brazil. It was a party atmosphere. Will it be like that in Russia? But, again, the horrible side of football fans yesterday with the Albanian fans, with these, ridiculously throwing all these flares onto the pitch. And, it was just not good for football. Talking of that, tomorrow at Wembley, of course, England are going to be taking on Lithuania in their World Cup qualifier. Now, there's going to be extra police on patrol, armed police as well. Now, this is all following the attacks in London. Of course, just a couple of days ago, those horrific attacks which saw people, killed in the terrorist attack. And because of that, security has been stepped up. There's also going to be a minute's silence during the game for those people that passed away. And so it should be a really sad occasion at the start of that game. But a lot of security going to be out there tomorrow, because obviously we've seen before in France, football is a target for these, you know, idiotic terrorists. So let's hope that all goes off safely. And Antoine Griezmann today, he really seems to be a player in demand. We've been hearing for the past few weeks that Manchester United have been chasing him. He's getting ready for France's game tonight against Luxembourg. Well, Chelsea have now got involved. They're in on the act. They apparently have registered their interest in signing Antoine Griezmann. They're willing to match the £86 million, which Manchester United are reportedly willing to offer for him. And this is definitely going to be one of those transfer sagas that go on throughout the summer. I mean, on transfer sagas, it's interesting to hear Arsene Wenger yesterday talking to BN Sports, saying that Arsenal were very, very close to signing Luis Suarez a couple of seasons ago. Remember that famous £40 million and a pound bid? And he said that they received wrong advice on his release clause, and that's why the £1 bid came in. But he said that Suarez had actually agreed to sign for Arsenal, and it nearly got done. Yet another nearly signed for Arsenal signing by Arsene Wenger. They nearly signed Cristiano Ronaldo. There's a whole host of players, but that was interesting from Wenger yesterday. Listen, thanks for watching the show today. Keep those comments coming in. I loved all the comments yesterday from all of the fans talking about, you know, the England game and the England chart. And what I'm going to start doing is incorporating more of those into the show as well. Start reading out some of your comments that you come up with. So thanks very much for that. Keep those comments coming in. Love that. And we'll be back tomorrow.
Man like Robbie.